Hi, it's the M.L.M for the Soul channel, and I do have a new topic for today. Before I begin, I just would like to say, may the words and expressions of my mouth and the thoughts and meditations of my heart find favor and acceptance before you, Hashem. So this is the continuation of the series, Personal Stories and Practical Lessons to Learn and or Apply, Part 20. And this happened in the Gregorian calendar. It was June 4 of 25. It was the 8th of Sivan, I believe. 8th of Sivan, Tufshin Pei Hey. So this was a story of no coincidences, which we don't believe in anyway. No luck, no coincidence, no happenstance, only divine providence. And I'll share with you the story. So I went to a store that I shop at. I call it a health food store. And it's not a familiar one, so the name doesn't really matter. They have a number of stores in different places, but not as many as some of the other chain stores. So, like Whole Foods or Sprouts, it wasn't one of those. So anyway, occasionally when I do check out, on the receipt, they have like a little offer where you fill out a little survey, how your shopping experience was, and they give you a discount. So it's good usually for 30 days from the date of the receipt, and I had one, and it was coming up pretty soon, a few days after that it would expire. So I wasn't sure if I'd use it or not, but I had it in my bag, so I figured, maybe I will. So, because when I went there, I wasn't really planning to get that many things at that particular store. I had another store to go to that I was shopping mostly at. So anyway, I did what I had to do, found some things I shopped for, but it wasn't up to that amount that would have been to get the discount. So after I finished my shopping, I went to one of the other cashiers because I did the self-checkout there. I went to the cashier and I says, maybe I can give this to you to use for someone else. I didn't think they are not allowed to take it, but like if someone is in line and has the amount to cover it to get the discount, and she says, I can't take it. And then they were going to give it to somebody in line over there, but then he already finished or something. I don't know what the whole story was. So I says, okay. So then I figured, let me go to the next. There's another checkout line, then one over from there. And I saw a lady in line, and I see she had a lot of stuff on there to check out, So I said to her, you probably have enough. So what it was like $5 off of 25 cents. Says, I'm sure you have at least 25 here. Would you like this? I have a receipt with a coupon code, and I'm not using it, and it's going to expire. I said, okay. And then I look at her, and I say, you look familiar. I don't know why I said that. And so this is going back a long time ago, this person. And she says, yeah, you do too. You used to do work for me. As I was I used to do some work that she hired me to do, and it was so funny. It says, oh my goodness, I can't believe this is going back. Oh gosh, it's more than maybe close to 20 years or something that I haven't seen her. And she was married at the time. She's not anymore. We talked a little about that. But I was like floored. I was like, wow, of all people, I come over and I'm giving this. And she says, thank you for this offer. Not that she really needed it, but okay, it was just the gesture, and she took it. And so I was like, that is unbelievable. That was just something that I was not expecting at all. So we chatted. I asked her how she's doing, her family, her this or that, her work, that she has a business, and so we chatted for quite a bit. But it was just still like an unbelievable experience because of all the people that could have come over there that I could have gone over to. I don't know if there was anyone else in line that I saw or any other checkout lines open, but that I go to her, and after not having seen her for maybe like 20 years, that we kind of reconnect, and I exchanged information with her and to maybe be in touch. I know she's very busy with her own life and her own things going on, but I thought that story is just like one in a million, because what are the chances, right? You'd say 1 in a million, right? That something like this would happen. Of all people, it's someone you actually knew and used to work. She was, I guess you could say she was a client of mine, because I had my own, business that I was doing, and did some work for her, and it was just, it still like boggles my mind how Hashem puts everything in the right place. All the pieces of the puzzle have to fit together in a certain time, a certain place. And it was about, in the evening, so it was after her work, and I was there. I could have, gone in. I could have come later. I could have come earlier, but no, it had to be the exact time. And then I'd go over to her, and then I'd say that she looks familiar. And I don't know why I even said that. It's just her face, but it's like, I guess you get flashback memories, And at the time I didn't remember her name first, but then when she said it, then I remembered her last name and her business and everything. And she's since moved from where I used to work for her in her home, and so she's closer to where this store is. So it was just very interesting that this all came about because Hashem decided that this is going to be at this particular time. This is what's going to happen. So you can never think that what happens is just, like they say, happenstance or coincidence or luck or whatever you want to call it. We don't believe in any of that. We believe Hashem does it. He does everything, right? And it's Hashgach of Hashem that putting people in a certain place at a certain time in a certain building or a certain store or on the street or wherever it is that you're going to, connect or happen to go over to, just decide. Hashem decides that you're going to go in this direction, she's going to go in that direction, you're going to be here, they're going to be there. It's not, you can say we have choice, but we don't. We can choose. Hashem doesn't force us to do anything, but He knows what we're going to be doing in the end. So it's still, we have the choice. But of all the people, to reconnect with after all these years was pretty amazing. I think it's something I had to share as a story, and learning from it that, Hashem is the one doing everything. Like here, this didn't have to happen the way it did, but it happened because Hashem wanted it to happen, and that we meet up again after all this time period. So, you lose track of people that you're not associated with anymore, and you don't know what happened to them. You don't even think about them. And then I was remembering her ex-husband, and at first I didn't say his name, and she didn't either. And then I was trying to figure out his name. It was on the tip of my tongue, and I finally figured out his name. So I had a nice relationship with them, and it was a pleasant experience when I worked for these people. But now it was nice to have a time again to communicate. I don't know if that we'll see each other again or how that will be, although where I live, her work is close to where I live, so I told her maybe sometime I'll come by. Of course, I'd let her know because she's very busy, but it was a nice experience that I wanted to share. And so we have to always remember that everything is from Hashem. Everything is Hashem's doing. Nothing is outside of Hashem. Like we say, Ein od milvado. There's nothing but Hashem. So He moves everything around in the way He wants it to be, and how it's going to come about is through His hashgacha, His overseeing everything. So again, I hope that you'll share if you have any stories or any comments, any feedback. It would be nice to hear what you have to say, if you'd like to do that. And I also hope and pray that we will see the coming of Mashiach speedily in our days, and the building of our final and everlasting Beis HaMikdash. Amen, and thanks for watching.